Find your name on that roster and sign it. Okay, it's 9 o'clock, so I guess we get started here. Good morning, I'm Sergeant Sheelander. Today we're going to be talking about detecting icebergs. So we're going to kind of change my deal here.
Still says detecting. Here's your car keys. Thanks for the car.
Oh, you know what? I think we'll just start this class and we'll just take a look. I got some car. I'll be right back. Detecting icebergs.
Okay, so detecting icebergs in a different language. Who knows what icebergs are?
This is ice floating in the water.
It did sink the Titanic, but in terms of resilience, what's an iceberg? Back there.
It usually indicates that the tip of the iceberg is above water, what you're seeing, but the actual weight of the iceberg is below the water level, and you don't see that during human interaction. So
Right, so
that's the
it's within us. There's things that drive our behavior, things that drive our emotions and our reactions that aren't on the surface. We're not aware of them.
Whoa, you! I
Yes,
told you, right? You used my car. What did you do? What are you supposed to do with the thing before?
You told me one back over to X1, and then I went to the PX. You said that was fine, and then I brought your car back here.
You don't forget it.
What?
The tank's empty. I'm late already.
Okay, maybe I went to the.
You said you were gonna fill it up.
No, I didn't.
You said you were gonna fill it up.
Sorry,
You told me. Forget it. I didn't want to talk.
Sorry, really? I'm trying to teach a class, sorry. I don't know. I don't even know why he's so upset. You guys know why he's so upset?
tip of the iceberg says that he wanted gas left in his vehicle.
So is it just the gas?
No.
What else is it?
It's the going against your word.
Right. So I told him I was going to fill it up, and I didn't. And so what icebergs are is they're deeply held beliefs or deeply held values, or what we call core beliefs and core values, that drive out of proportion emotions and behaviors.
You're welcome.
And so on the surface, it was about the gas, but below there's a lot of other things going on because he's got core values and core beliefs that drive his emotions and behaviors, and when you hit an iceberg, they often become out of proportion. So rather than just being like, hey man, you probably should have filled it up, he blew up. All right, back to you, Sarcina.
So what my belief was probably there could have been what? My core value. There's plenty of things there, but could have been maybe respect for my things. Plus, his word. He said he was going to actually fill the vehicle up, and yeah, I just went off. But is that really the problem? Probably not, right? Why else? There's something else going on there. So basically today what we're going to be talking about are fasten this iceberg or detecting icebergs. Thanks, I'm sorry guys. So, do you want me to put that out? So
I can put it out real quick. Everybody's seeing the tables out here. Your analysis, 100%. So no one leave the building until you get your test done. Okay? Cool? Everybody understand that? Questions? Good to go.
all right. So once again, we are talking about resiliency.
Do you have to go now? Excuse me.
Yeah,
Get a couple out there at a time. And when we're done, we'll just keep rotating people in and out. Is that all right?
that's not a problem.
Okay, first 4, that's good. Let's stop here. 4. Do you not count? You're an observer. Trust me. Okay, sorry.
Okay. In your own words, who here can explain to us what they believe or what they think icebergs are? No, just in your words.
For a person's hidden motivations or the way that they're acting at any given moment. They're hidden motivations.
Okay. Yeah.
Unseen issues below the surface that are really driving a person's human connections.
Yep. Good. I look at it a little differently than what the book says. Okay, for me, an iceberg is pretty much, it's you. Okay, you're the iceberg floating around in this massive sea of life. Okay, and there's other icebergs out there. Okay, and that iceberg, out of that iceberg, there's only what? Just like 10% of that thing sticks out of the water, right? So when I'm looking out here, and basically all I'm seeing, when I look out here and I look at all these icebergs, basically all I see is what? I see your tips. That's it. Okay? Just the tips of the iceberg. So, you got 10% that's sticking out, and then you got 90% that's under the water. Okay? Basically, that 10% is your conscience, your conscious mind, and that other 90% is your subconscious. Things that are deeper underneath the water, that your deep core beliefs, that some of these beliefs that you have, you don't even realize you have. What happened here with that little role play, it could have been that I just surprised myself. I just like, why did I blow up? What's going on? What is going on inside of me that made me go off on my best buddy just because he didn't fill up my car with gas? So, yeah, there's other things going on there. Okay. We have a what are your icebergs? We're going to pass this around. I'm going to have you guys actually work on this together with your partner. And basically, what you're going to do is right on the beginning here it says examples of icebergs, and then what are your icebergs? What are your core beliefs and values that you have? It could be anything. Like, for instance, all people can be trusted. I think I can trust all people. That's one of my beliefs. It could be one of my beliefs are, I can't trust nobody. Okay? I don't trust anyone. You ever hear a guy go, I don't trust anybody? That's one of his core beliefs. Because somewhere in his life, his father or his mother, or he learned it himself, taught him the fact that you cannot trust nobody. Okay? Which is not a very good value to have or believe, because in the Army we need to trust everybody, right? Trust, honesty, integrity. So what we need to do is just go ahead and fill that out. Once you have what your icebergs are, and you work with the partner. Your icebergs are your core beliefs or value, what you value or believe in. Some of your beliefs could have changed from when you were a kid till now.
So another way to think about beliefs is what you believe to be true of yourself, others, in the world, and values might be what you aspire to.
About 5 minutes to figure that one out. What are my icebergs? When I was growing up as a kid, one of my icebergs was because my parents told me this, is that a man was the breadwinner of the family. So I grew up thinking that men are the breadwinners. They're the ones who bring the bacon home. Well, after I grew up and seen that that's not the truth everywhere, is it? So I changed that value in my head, or my mind changed it. You can change your values as time goes. Because some of them that you've learned might not have been that good of a value. So, you know, instilled in you from your parents. A lot of it has to do with your parents.
Anybody still need to sign in?
So if you guys are that far, you're good to go on that one. You can just keep driving on. You can turn the page. Detect iceberg practice. Describe a recent, vivid, and meaningful activating event in which your emotions and reactions seem out of proportion to what you were thinking in the heat of the moment. So use an example there that you can actually probably get up in front of people and talk about. Could have been something that just happened, that we just showed you something in that totally got blown out of proportion.
What?
Then just start answering the questions under that as far as you can. More than just the one question. And keep on going. You can use all four of those if you like. Identify that iceberg, and
Oh, we should get all the other days. At no point, he's for being
Yeah, I did.
You came in the wrong time.
how you guys doing?
What's a thought theme? A thought theme.
Just leave the thought thing. That's, you don't need to fill that in.
Okay.
That's getting a little deeper. Yeah. The thought theme, you can leave that blank. We don't need to fill out the thought theme. That's actually part of another class. Just leave it blank. That's thought things like that's another class. Is anybody far enough that they want to share what they have so far with everybody? Just with an example. Turn on.
This happened last year. You know, I thought, why the hell am I going to this interview? We already have who they want. Fine. So why the hell am I going to this interview? They already have who they want.
Oh, it's a pre-selection.
Okay. My emotions, I was irritated, but I had to drive 2.5 hours more. Down there and back. My reaction was, I said, whatever, this is my neighbor right there. So I go down there and fake face. Maybe there's a chance I'd like to go.
Well,
He's not good. He was not good.
there's not the good stuff there. So is that, what iceberg there you think you're attacking at? Is there even one there? Is that, yeah, well, is that one of your,
Equality.
okay. Okay. So that's pretty much, that's a good indicator. It's not really bad at all, right? These indicators of detecting icebergs, it's not just bad, it's good also. Okay. Be a good thing, and that's what you're trying to figure out here. Hey, is this actually a good thing I'm doing, or is it wrong? Of course, what I did here with our role play, I figured out that something was definitely wrong and I need to fix it. Okay? So I need to find out, hey, what is driving that for me to do that? Now if you figure out, hey, that's a good thing, that's a good value, then you can work on that one more and use it throughout your life. Because you know it actually works and people are adjusting to you and they like how you are. So any other examples? Don't be afraid, stand up. I know everyone just did that, so there's got to be a few more examples out there.
So this week I got flat tire. My initial thoughts were, this sucks.
Okay.
But my reaction was, I've saved for this for the past 6 months because I knew prior to this new tires. So that goes back to one of my icebergs was time resilience.
Okay, good. They were new tires? So we got a little upset about that.
Got a little upset because I figured it would be expensive, so which it was. But I went back to I've saved for this for the past 6 months. So
You didn't have insurance on them? Yeah, I'm gonna get the new tires and throw that cheap insurance on there that usually covers it. Okay, anybody have anything else?
I went to Wells Fargo to cash the checks yesterday, in fact. And when I was in there in St. Cloud, there was a bunch of Somalians. And with everything that's been happening in the news, and with my 3 combat deployments, I was getting a little agitated and aggressive and getting a little nervous in the situation. And when I walked out, there was 3 of them standing by my car. And with all the crap that's been happening, my thought process was, where's my quickest egress route? And do I pull this knife out and start stabbing people? You know, it was a legit issue that I suppressed for however many years. And then when that happened, it was like, holy crap, I haven't had an issue like this for 7 years. And just that surrounding of individuals that I didn't know them, I don't, you know, I had that stereotype of, well, you know, and it was an issue for me, and I had to come home and talk to my wife about it. And that was an iceberg that I didn't even know was a part of me, of that, and I still don't know. You know, don't go to Wells Fargo to St. Cloud, you know.
Well, on your list of icebergs that you listed, what did you list if you don't mind saying?
Integrity, honesty, personal work, and then equality across the board, and then work ethic. And I could never even, you know, that, I guess, stereotype would be an iceberg of mine too. That, you know, I judge people
Right, we just,
quickly.
because that situation, that popped up in.
It didn't help that they were all staring at me because I have a military haircut. Well, people like looking at me.
Okay, now with your examples that you did write down, okay, go to the next page, and you're gonna use the what questions. And Al-Fasad, he's got a good one over there where he could be answering these questions. You know, what is the most upsetting part? What was the most upsetting part of that situation for you? Okay, what was it? Okay. What does that actually mean to you? And what was the worst part during that whole situation? And assuming that whole deal's true, what makes that so upsetting? Why was that so upsetting to you? Now this will start answering your questions on what we need to do to find out and fix this issue, or just because he figured that core value out that he has, that doesn't mean it's a bad thing, like I pointed out earlier. Maybe in certain situations it is, but in other situations it's a good value.
So a good example is last week I had a student, and every day he came to class, one day without his Chromebook, next day without his textbook, next day without a pen, and it was getting on my nerves. And I found myself one day just snapping the kid all the time because again he had forgotten something, and I was almost like into drill sergeant mode. At one point he kind of got off task, like, what are you doing right now? What is it that you should be doing? And then I had to step back, and I started asking myself these questions. What is so upsetting about this for me? What does this mean to me? And I kind of zeroed in on the fact that I have an iceberg of students should come to class prepared. I come to work every day prepared to teach them. They should come to school every day prepared to learn. That's one of my deeply held beliefs. And I realized I don't have to change this iceberg. This is a good iceberg to have. But now that I'm aware of it, I have to be more aware of my reaction to when I hit this iceberg and how reacting to my individual students. And it just, as I was sitting in my classroom and walked away from kind of chewing this kid's butt a little bit, realizing, okay, this is what I'm doing, and he's 14. Like, he's gonna forget things because they're stupid. So I just had to kind of ask myself these questions and calm myself down, and then think, okay, what is the appropriate way to address the situation? And it was much attention every day this next week because he keeps forgetting things every day this week. But rather than yelling at him, I decided to do corrective action to try to get him to not forget his stuff. So just because you have an iceberg doesn't mean you need to change it. You just might change the way that you react to that iceberg. And it's all about figuring out what your icebergs are. Is this helping me? Is this harming me? And is my reaction helping and harming? And figuring out what you need to change.
We'll give you a few minutes to work on that list there for the what questions.
Thanks for your effort.
I didn't. Worked out well. Passing one. Going to get there now.
Everything worked out for you?
I don't remember exactly.
We're now taking this and putting it on the center of identifying the iceberg of that situation.
Okay, it sounds like everyone is done, so if you don't mind, we'll just go over sorry niece is gone. But see if we can review the situation. Stay gonna test it, okay?
Any study?
Just like the old
Study for that test? Who over on this side?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up Sergeant Deacon, but that's a really good example of that. Given the
No, they said the sleeves.
situations we're dealing with. And so
Yeah,
there's
there's-
two pieces that come up to the group to confer about, to have some discussion on. One, his reaction, but two, maybe having more of like just becoming an observer. Talk about how he can maybe calm his reaction to actually increase his alertness, and then maybe be a little bit more vigilant as to becoming an observer. So kind of wish he was in this room, where I would like to hear what people would think about what they would do, or what is the right reaction if they're in that situation.
Roger that, and then, well, I want to point out that after he answered these what questions, okay, now, did he overreact? Probably, chances are he was just, them three guys were just standing there, they're just minding their own business. But was that whole situation because of everything that we've been through in the military and things in that matter? Yes, it's different for everybody. I probably would have reacted the same way. My son, he probably wouldn't have acted that way at all. He just like, what's going on here? Why are you acting so stupid? So, yeah, it depends on who we are, things in that matter. So, who has another example that they can share with us real quick? Someone over here? Yes.
Last week, my son was in from college. I went out to go bring the garbage out, and my shoes were gone, right by the door, and looked around, couldn't find them. He comes walking in the house with my shoes on, and I was pretty upset about it for some reason. What's wrong with you? Why are you using my shoes? Why are you wearing my shoes without socks on? It's disgusting. They're my shoes. Why are they gone? It kind of escalated into a conversation. So, let's see here. I put, so anger was an emotion, disgust was an emotion, and so question one, I guess I wanted to know what was, or why something that's mine wasn't there. Number two, I hold too much value in my belief that if it's mine, you don't touch it without asking. Number three, the relationship was kind of deterred a bit because of my anger. We didn't talk for the next hour.
Okay.
And then question number four, I truly value my relationship with my son more than I do my shoes.
Yeah, no doubt.
So the iceberg is, I guess, if it's my stuff, don't use it. And I feel like they probably have too much control over, or want too much control over my things.
Exactly. Yeah, very good. Good point. Exactly. So, the reason why we're doing this is that once you identify these things that's going on in your head, you can actually change it. Instead of acting out and getting all upset, prior to doing that, if you back up a little bit and go, wait a minute, I'm going to think about this real quick before I fly off the handle. Okay, because we all have done it. I've done it several times where I put my foot in my mouth and then after going, oh, I should have never said that. Because then it just comes right back at you. So, then there's no stopping. But if you back up on that situation, think about it before, hey, is it really that big of a deal that I was wearing my shoes? No, it wasn't. Okay? So, get mad at him and think of the consequences afterward. That's what we're trying to get to. Everyone, you think a little bit about the consequence, what's going to happen. Okay?